The front glasses started turning gray. House lights stay on over 9 to 16. Lane 13 is empty. One white 9 remains in the first frame. The black towel rests on the shared return. She opens the maintenance log and brings the yellow wax pencil closer. 3 entries sit under lane 13. 112 scorer input while lane idle. 206 no pin setter cycle. 247 input after conditioner pass. She reads each line once, then checks the overhead grid. The same 9 remains above the approach. No second cell is filled. The lane status screen still reads closed. The foul indicator stays normal. The cycle counter behind the pin still reads 2149 on the grid. 214 at the machine, gray morning at the glass. 1 lane left as it was. 1 score left on lane 13. 1 white number over empty boards. 1 score left on lane 13. While the house lights hold their place. No ball in the return, no cycle at the pins. 1 score left on lane 13 for the day shift to inspect. At 5:09 she opens the service screen. Scoring camera online, lane interface ready. Pen setter communication ready. No stored fault, no warning field, no session reopened. The event list keeps the 3 inputs separated by hours of work. She does not clear the 9, does not run another reset. The technician needs the state preserved exactly as the night left it. Green on the status lines, white on the score, yellow pencil on the page. No reason to change it now. 1 score left on lane 13. 1 white number over empty boards. 1 score left on lane 13. While the house lights hold their place. No ball in the return, no cycle at the pins. 1 score left on lane 13 for the day shift to inspect. At 5:14 she walks the lane once more. Stops beside ball, return 12:13. Lifts the black towel, checks the empty cradle, then folds the towel back along the same right edge. 3 shallow scratches show beneath it. The approach remains clear. Fresh conditioner lies even on the maple. No shoe marks cross the foul line. The gutter is empty. Nothing on the physical lane matches the number overhead. Black towel, pale maple, green foul, light white 9, gray front glass, 1 closed lane, 1 technical note. At 5:20 she returns to the desk and writes 1 final instruction. Check out 13, scoring camera. Below it she adds, cycle counter remained 214 during reported inputs. She leaves the wording plain. No diagnosis, no guess, no question mark. The yellow wax pencil makes a thick line under the lane number, then stops. Flugelhorn enters low and warm. Roads opens into a deep minor voicing. upright bass holds one long note, then moves down by a step. The drums keep a soft, dusty pulse. Nothing needs another test tonight. Lane 13, first frame, 9, session closed, camera online, foul sensor normal, cycle counter 214, black towel, yellow wax pencil, warm upright bass, deep roads, one soft kick, flugelhorn after the space. At 5:28 the first mechanic arrives. The key turns at the service door. A cartwheel crosses the hall. She points to the maintenance log, then toward lane 13. The overhead grid still shows 9. The mechanic looks at the console and at the empty approach. She leaves the service screen open on the status page. Everything ready for another pair of hands to take the problem from there. One note passed forward, one lane left untouched. The night shift ends without solving what it cannot confirm. One score left on lane 13, one white number over empty boards. One score left on lane 13, while morning reaches through the glass. No ball in the return, no cycle at the pins. One score left on lane 13, and the day shift has the note. 8 at 112, 7 at 206, 9 after the conditioner pass. 2, 2, 1, 4, still 2, 1, 4. 3 lines in the log, one score left visible, one lane left closed. She closes the maintenance book, but leaves it beside the console. The flugelhorn falls into a long tape delay. Rhodes holds one unresolved E flat minor chord. The drums thin, but keep a soft pulse. A bright bass stays beneath the room. House lights remain over 9 to 16. The size 9 shoes stay on the lower rack. The black towel stays on the shed return. The front glass turns lighter and brings the yellow wax pencil closer. 3 entries sit under lane 13. 4:21 on the wall clock. House lights come on over lanes 9 to 16. Only plain white fixtures remain. Lane 13 is empty. The number 9 still sits in the first frame. Fresh conditioner reflects under the lamps. The black towel rests on the shared return. She walks from 9 to 16, checking each approach under brighter light. That's near lane 10, a paper cup beneath lane 11. One scuff at the edge of 12. She wipes each mark as she passes. The polished maple turns pale beneath the house lights. Every lane looks almost identical now. Same arrows, same gutters, same long distance to the pins. Only 13 keeps one white number above it. House lights over 9 to 16, plain white falling on the board. House lights over 9 to 16. Every lane return to work. No players waiting, no balls in motion. Only one score left above. House lights over 9 to 16, and 13 keeps the number 9. At 4:28, she reaches lane 13. The conditioner has settled evenly. She kneels beside the foul line, checks the surface near the outside boards. No streak, no dry patch, no line pulled by the machine. The foul indicator stays green, the return housing stays quiet. Cycle counter still 2 on 4. The score remains unchanged. 1-9 in the first frame. No second input beneath it. Fresh oil on the maple. Green at the sensor. 2 on 4 behind the pins. 9 above the approach. Everything else still. Over 9 to 16, plain white falling on the board. House lights over 9 to 16. Every lane return to work. No players waiting, no balls in motion. Only one score left above. House lights over 9 to 16, and 13 keeps the number 9. At 4:36, she rolls the cleaning cart past the empty seating area, returns the remotes to the front desk. The size 9 rental shoes stay on the lower rack. White strip near the tongue, exactly where she left them. The lane status screen shows 9 closed, 10 closed, 11 closed, 12 closed, 13 closed, 14 closed, 15 closed, 16 closed. Only 13's overhead grid still carries a score. Closed on the console, 9 on the grid. House lights above, warm upright base. Wurlitzer under the roof. 1 number left visible. At 4:44, she opens the maintenance log. 3 entries sit under lane 13. 112 score input, while lane idle. 206 repeated input, no cycle. 247 input after conditioner pass. She checks the times once more, then looks down the road. The same house lights, the same polished boards, the same black gutters, the same score. Housing's flugelhorn stretches into a long phrase. Wurlitzer holds a 1 minor chord. Upright bass stays rounded and patient. The drums leave more space around the snare. Nothing asks for another test tonight. 9 to 16. House lights, closed sessions, fresh conditioner, green foul sensor, cycle counter, 2 on 4, black towel, warm upright bass. Wurlitzer low, 1 soft kick, 1 dry snare, flugelhorn holding the space. At 4:53, she dims the side seating area, but leaves the lane lights on. The polished boards keep a soft reflection. She walks once more past 13, does not clear the score, does not reset the lane. 2:43 on the wall clock. The lane machine waits at lane 9. Cable uncoiled along the service side. Lane 13 is still blank above the approach. She lowers the handle and starts the first pass. 9 first, then 10. The machine moves slowly over the maple, cleaning ahead of the conditioner, a narrow sheen following behind. She walks beside the return cable. Lane 11 comes next, then 12. Each surface changes by degrees, the boards reflecting more evenly. Nothing on the scorers changes. 9, 10, 11, 12. One long row under the lights. The bass rolls forward, then circles back. Lane machine passes 13. One slow line from foul line to pins. Lane machine passes 13. Conditioner settling on the boards. No player waiting, no ball in the return. Lane machine passes 13, and the lane stays physically still. At 2:47 she reaches lane 13. The machine crosses the approach, then moves beyond the arrows. A soft motor underneath its housing, rubber wheels holding straight. She checks the guide, keeps the pass centered. The black gutters stay clear. The overhead score remains blank. Cycle counter still 214. Foul indicator green. The machine reaches the end, then returns. One pass out, one pass back, fresh conditioner under the work lights. The machine leaves the lane, the grid is still clear. Lane machine passes 13. One slow line from foul line to pins. Lane machine passes 13. Conditioner settling on the boards. No player waiting, no ball in the return. Lane machine passes 13, and the lane stays physically still. She rolls the machine toward 14, stops to secure the cable, looks back once toward 13. The scorer now holds a 9, first frame, first ball. One white digit over an empty approach. She checks the lane beneath it. No ball, no pin, cycle, no sweep movement. The machine is already off the lane. The conditioner still shines in a thin band. The 9 stays where it appeared. 9 on the screen, 214. The counter green at the foul sensor. Fresh oil on the boards. One new number, no matching throw. She opens the service display, scoring camera online, lane interface ready, pin setter communication ready, no fault beside any line. She checks the timing of the input, it follows the conditioner pass by less than a minute. Possible reflection or sensor noise, she records only what she can verify. L13 input after conditioner pass. No pin setter cycle. The tenor sax opens into a wider phrase. Tremolo guitar spreads behind the roads. Hybrid upright bass drops one lower note at the end of the road. fresh conditioner, black gutters, warm hybrid bass, roads held open, tremolo guitar in slow waves, tenor sax between long spaces. At 2:58 she takes the conditioner test strip, presses it lightly near the outside board, checks the transfer under the service light, even across the strip. She places the strip in the maintenance tray, then looks up at the score grid again. 9 remains above the approach, no second value has appeared. Lane 14 waits for its own pass, the machine waits beside it. She leaves the 9 on the screen this time, so the morning technician can see it. 1 pass completed, 1 number left visible, 1 car still unconfirmed. The route keeps moving. Lane machine pass 13, 1 slow line from foul line to pins. Lane machine pass 13, conditioner settled on the boards, no player waiting, no ball in the return. Lane machine pass 13, then a 9 appeared above. 8 at 112, 7 at 206, 9 after the conditioner pass. 214, still 214, 3 entries in the log, 1 lane left closed. She continues toward lane 14 and pulls the cable clear. Tenor sax falls into tape delay, tremolo guitar keeps a slow horizontal pulse. The drums thin, but the rolling bass remains deep behind her. Lane 13 reflects the work lights, fresh conditioner across the maple. The black towel stays on the shared return. The foul indicator remains green, the pin set counter remains deep behind her. Lane 13 reflects the work lights, fresh conditioner across the maple. The black towel stays on the shared return. The foul indicator remains green, the pin set counter remains deep behind her. Lane 13 reflects the work lights, fresh conditioner. .206 on the wall clock. The cleaning cart stops near lane 13. The score grid above the approach is no longer blank. 1 white number sits in the first frame. 7. The lane is still empty. The black towel rests on the shared return, and the cycle counter still reads 214. She looks from the screen to the lane. No one stands at the foul line. No ball moves beneath the lights. The return housing stays quiet. Lane 12 is closed, lane 14 is closed. Only 13 shows a new entry. She walks toward the scorer console, opens the lane status page, closed. The session has not reopened. The number remains above the approach. 1 cell fills again, no throw beneath it. 7 on the grid, 244 at the machine. The same 2 systems refusing to tell the same story. Frame 1 fills again, 7 under the lane number. Frame 1 fills again with no ball crossing the arrows. No cycle added, no return motor, only 1 more score in white. Frame 1 fills again, and lane 13 stays empty. she opens the event list. The earlier 8 is already cleared. A new scoring input sits below it. 206. No player name, no active game, no matching pin set or event. She checks the file sensor history, nothing recorded. Checks the camera status, online. Checks the lane interface, ready. No fault code appears. The service screen looks ordinary, except for the number it accepted. 7 on the overhead grid, green on every status line. 1 event in the list, without the rest of the chain. Frame 1 fills again, 7 under the lane number. Frame 1 fills again, with no ball crossing the arrows. No cycle added, no return motor, only 1 more score in white. Frame 1 fills again, and lane 13 stays empty. Stays empty. 218, she walks behind the pin deck. Service lights over the machine frames. Lane 13's counter remains 214, the same as before. She checks the neighboring counters, only to confirm they respond normally. No belt moving, no deck cycle, no sweep action, no ball lift. She closes the service panel and returns through the side hall. The baritone sax moves low and heavy. Vibraphone leaves 3 small notes above it. The bass rolls down, then circles back. 7 on the screen, 214 on the counter. Green at the sensor, black towel on the return. 1 number added, nothing else changed. Looks up at the first frame. The 7 sits in the same place as any real first ball count. No warning color, no service icon, no marker to show it came differently. She presses the lane information key. The grid does not change. She checks the camera alignment value inside the normal range, then closes the menu. Muted trumpet would be too sharp here, so the baritone carries the weight while vibraphone marks the small cells. The drums stay dusty, the bass keeps its rolling figure. Nothing turns theatrical, the lane simply holds a number that did not come with a throw. Lane 13, frame 1, 7, session closed. Camera online, file sensor normal. Cycle counter 214, black towel. Warm hybrid bass, dry snare, baritone sax. 3 vibraphone notes, then space. At 234, she returns to the console. Selects clear game again. The 7 disappears. The grid returns to blank. She waits through 1 full minute, no new number arrives, then takes the yellow wax pencil and opens the maintenance sheet below the 112 entry. She writes L13 score, input repeated, no cycle 206. The letters stay small, no underline, no question mark. She sets the pencil beside the keyboard and closes the service screen. 1 score, clear twice. 1 counter still unchanged. 1 note becomes 2. The shift keeps moving. Frame 1 filled again. 7 under the lane number. Frame 1 fills again with no ball crossing the arrows. No cycle added, no return motor, only 1 more score in white. Frame 1 fills again, now the grid is clear. She leaves the console and pushes the cleaning cart toward lane 9. The 7 disappears, the grid returns to blank. She waits through 1 full minute, no new number arrives, then takes the yellow wax pencil and opens the maintenance sheet below. 2:06 on the wall clock. The cleaning cart stops near lane 13. The score grid above the approach is no longer blank. 1 white number sits in the first frame. 7. The lane is still empty. The black towel rests on the shared return, and the cycle counter still reads 214. She looks from the screen to the lane. No one stands at the foul line. No ball moves beneath the lights. The return housing stays quiet. Lane 12 is closed. Lane 14 is closed. Only 13 shows a new entry. She walks toward the scorer console, opens the lane status page, closed. The session has not reopened, the number remains above the approach. 1 cell fills again, no throw beneath it. 7 on the grid, 214 at the machine. The same 2 systems, refusing to tell the same story. Frame 1 fills again, 7 under the lane number. Frame 1 fills again, with no ball crossing the arrows. No cycle added, no return mode, only 1 more score in white. Frame 1 fills again, and lane 13 stays empty. At 2:12, she opens the event list. The earlier 8 is already cleared. A new scoring input sits below it. 2:06. No player name, no active game, no matching pin setter event. She checks the file sensor history, nothing recorded. Checks the camera status online, checks the lane interface, ready. No fault code appears, the service screen looks ordinary, except for the number it accepted. 7 on the overhead grid, green on every status line. 1 event in the list, without the rest of the chain. Frame 1 fills again, 7 under the lane number. Frame 1 fills again, with no ball crossing the arrows. No cycle added, no return mode, or only 1 more score in white. Frame 1 fills again, and lane 13 stays empty. At 2:18, she walks behind the pin deck. Service lights over the machine frames. Lane 13's counter remains 214, the same as before. She checks the neighboring counters only to confirm they respond normally. No belt moving, no deck cycle, no sweep action, no ball lift. She closes the service panel and returns through the side hall. The baritone sax moves low and heavy. 5 return leaves 3 small notes above it. The bass rolls down, then circles back. 7 on the screen, 214 on the counter. Green at the sensor, black towel on the return. 1 number added, nothing else changed. 2:46, she stands below the scorer, looks up at the first frame. The 7 sits in the same place as any real first ball count. No warning color, no service icon, no marker to show it came differently. She presses the lane information key, the grid does not change. She checks the camera alignment value inside the normal range, then closes the menu. Muted trumpet would be too sharp here, so the baritone carries the weight, while vibraphone marks the small cells. The drums stay dusty, the bass keeps its rolling figure. Nothing turns theatrical, the lane simply holds a number that did not come with a throw. Lane 13, frame 1, 7, session close. Camera online, foul sensor normal, cycle counter 214. Black towel, warm hybrid bass, dry snare, baritone sax. 3 baritone notes, then space. At 2:34 she returns to the console, selects clear game again. The 7 disappears, the grid returns to blank. She waits through 1 full minute, no new number arrives, then takes the yellow wax pencil and opens the maintenance sheet. Below the 112 entry, she writes L13 score, input repeated, no cycle. 206, the letters stay small, no underline, no question mark. She sets the pencil beside the keyboard and closes the service screen. 1 score cleared twice, 1 counter still unchanged. 1 note becomes 2, the shift keeps moving. Frame 1 filled again, 7 under the lane number. Frame 1 filled again with no ball crossing the arrows. No cycle added, no return mode, only 1 more score in white. Frame 1 filled again, now the grid is clear. Once more. 8 at 112, 7 at 206, 8 clear, 7 clear, 214, still 214, still 214. 2 notes on the sheet, 1 lane left closed. She leaves the console and pushes the cleaning cart toward lane 9. The 7 disappears, the grid returns to blank. 1 right number sits in the first frame, 7. The lane is still empty, the black towel rests on the shared return, and the cycle counter still reads 214. She looks from the screen to the lane, no one stands at the foul line. The ball moves beneath the light. 1:34 on the wall clock. Lane 13 is still empty. The score grid above the approach is blank. Clear game, already done. The black towel rests on the shared return. No ball sits in the cradle. She walks from the console toward the lane and checks the floor again. The return housing is quiet, black plastic under the house lights. She lifts the towel by 1 corner, looks along the cradle. Then beneath the upper lip, no ball caught against the belt, no second ball hidden behind the lift. The motor does not start, the rubber surface stays still. She folds the towel once and sets it beside the scratches near the right edge. No ball in the return, no 1:40, she steps onto the sidewalkway, stops before the approach, looks down the gutter, then across the arrows. The lacquer reflects the overhead screen, blank white cells on a dark field. Foul indicator normal, small green light steady. She checks the edge of the foul line, no shoe mark beyond it, no loose object near the boards, only the clean surface. A maintenance cloth folded near the side rail, and the long distance to the pins. Green at the sensor, blank on the screen, black gutters on both sides. The snare falls late, the tenor waits behind it. No ball in the return, nothing waiting under black plastic. No ball in the return, no throw beneath the empty frame. The motor stays quiet, the score stays clear. No ball in the return, and the lane keeps standing still. At 1:47, she reaches the pin set, a corridor, service light above the frame, warm air behind the machines. Lane 13, cycle counter reads 214, the same number from the first check. She compares it with lane 12, then lane 14, only to confirm the display is live. Their counters respond to earlier use. 13 does not move. No cycle request, no jam indicator, no service code. The machine waits exactly as it should. 244 still, 214 blank score grid, normal foul sensor, quiet return motor. One note already in the log. At 1:55, she opens the small service panel, checks the scoring camera status, online checks the lane interface, ready, checks the pin setter link, ready. No red field, no yellow warning, no stored fault. She closes the panel and walks back toward the front. Tenor sax stretches into a long phrase, roads leave suspended minor space beneath it. Warm up bright bass holds one rounded note, then moves down by a step. The drum stays sparse, a deep kick, a dry snare, a few ghost notes. Nothing in the room needs to sound suspicious. Lane 13, score grid blank, cycle count 214, foul sensor normal, black return cover, folded out, warm up bright bass, suspended roads, soft kick, dry snare, tenor sax between long spaces. next cleaning section. The towel is still where she left it. She lifts it again, checks the cradle one more time, empty, then folds the cloth into a narrow square. 1:12 on the wall clock. Lane 13 is empty under the house lights. The front door has been locked for 9 minutes. The size 9 shoes are back on the lower rack. The score grid above the approach is blank. Then one white number appears. First frame. First ball. 8. She looks up from the closing checklist. No one stands on the approach. No ball moves down the maple. The black return between 12 and 13 holds only the folded towel. Lane 12 is closed. Lane 14 is closed. The score above 13 now shows an 8 in the first cell. She walks from the desk toward the foul line without changing her pace. One number on the grid, no throw beneath it. One lane still, the base rolls forward, then comes back. Lane 13 scores an 8 with no ball on the lane. Lane 13 scores an 8. One white number in the frame. No pin setter cycle, no return motor, only the scorer changing once. Lane 13 scores an 8, then waits beneath the lights. At 1:15 she checks the ball return, lifts the black towel, looks beneath the housing. No ball caught in the cradle. No second ball behind the lift. She checks the gutter near the approach. Nothing there. The foul indicator stays normal. A small green light steady beside the lane number. She walks farther down the side where the pin setter counter can be read. 224. The same number from the closing check. 214, still 214. One score added, no cycle added. The numbers do not match the same event. Lane 13 scores an 8 with no ball on the lane. Lane 13 scores an 8. One white number in the frame. No pin setter cycle, no return motor, only the scorer changing once. Lane 13 scores an 8, then waits beneath the lights. At 1:20 she returns to the console, opens the Lane 13 service screen. Session status closed, scorer status online, foul sensor normal, pin setter communication ready. No fault code beside any line. The 8 remains on the overhead grid. She checks the event list. One scoring input at 1:12. No corresponding cycle beneath it. No name in the player field. No game opened at the front desk. Closed on the console, 8 on the screen. 224 at the machine. One input without the rest. Nothing else has moved. At 1:27 she walks the lane again. Not to search for anything hidden, only to verify what the system says. The approach is dry, the arrows sit under clear lacquer. The gut counters are empty. The black towel stays where she replaced it. The ball return housing is quiet at the pin deck. Nothing has cycled. Muted trumpet cuts through short phrases. Tremolo guitar stretches behind the rows. The hybrid upright bass repeats a rolling figure. Down, back, then down again. Dusty drums keep their weight without turning the room into suspense. The 8 stays in the first frame, as ordinary on the screen as any score entered during a game. Lane 13, first frame, 8, session closed. Foul, sensor normal. Cycle counter 214, black towel, empty return. Warm hybrid bass, dry snare, dark rose. Muted trumpet, tremolo after the space. At 1:32 she selects clear game. A confirmation box appears. She presses it once, the 8 disappears. The first frame returns to blank. The scorer holds on the empty grid. No second number arrives. She waits through another minute, then closes the service screen. The console returns to the lane status page. 13 reads closed, just like 11, 12, and 14. One cell clear, one lane still empty. One note left to right, the shift keeps moving. Lane 13 scored an 8, with no ball on the lane. Lane 13 scores an 8, one white number in the frame. No pin setter cycle, no return mode, only one input at 112. Lane 13 scores an 8, now the grid is clear again. 8 on the screen, then on 214 at the machine. Still 214 closed on the console. Blank above the lane, one event in the log, the rest unchanged. She opens the maintenance sheet and takes the yellow wax pencil. L13 score input while lane idle, 112. She writes the time beside the note and sets the pencil near the console. Muted trumpet falls into tape delay. Tremolo guitar keeps a slow horizontal pulse. The drums then, but the rolling bass keeps returning. Lane 13 remains empty. The score grid remains blank. The black towel rests on the return. The cycle counter remains 2114. The 13, one self clear. $12:31 on the wall clock. The score grid hangs above the approach. Lane 13 is still active, names stacked along the left side, frames running in a row. Small numbers inside each square. The black return waits below, and the next cell is still empty. She stands near the front desk, watching the last game settle toward its end. One player steps onto the approach. The lane reflects the scorer above. A red ball leaves the hand, crosses the arrows, then disappears into the long maple line. A moment later, pins answer at the far end. The grid changes by one cell, nothing more. One frame fills, another waits, one number appears. Then the room keeps moving, the bass turns slowly under fills, one stays clear. The game moves forward line by line. Score grid above the approach, and the last frame is not there yet. At 12:38 she walks behind lane 13, checks the table beside the seats. 2 cups remain, 1 rental shoe ticket, a folded napkin under the edge. The players talk quietly between turns. No one looks toward the closed lanes. The overhead screen keeps their names, each frame holding what already happened. Strike mark, spare mark, open frame, then another number. Nothing repeats exactly, nothing arrives early. 5 have been under the screen, 3 notes, then a pause. Muted trumpet farther back, 1 answer, then space. Score grid above the approach, small white numbers in a row. Score grid above the approach, every frame waiting for its throw. 1 cell fills, 1 stays clear. The game moves forward line by line. Score grid above the approach, and the last frame is not there yet. At 12:44, a player on 13 stops near the foul line, looks up before choosing a ball. The grid shows 7 frames complete, the 8th waiting open. She takes the black ball from the return, runs 1 hand across the surface, then sets her feet. The throw rolls straight for most of the lane, breaks slightly near the pins and leaves 2 standing. The scorer records the count, the pin setter completes its normal cycle. The cycle number advances as expected. 1 throw, 1 count, 1 cycle, 1 cell filled. Nothing out of sequence, nothing ahead of itself. At 12:50, the room has fewer voices now. Lane 11 has closed. Lane 12 is nearly finished. Lane 14 waits on its last player. Lane 13 keeps the longest game. The score above it stays bright because the names remain. She checks the lane status screen. 13 still reads game active. No service warning, no score or fault, no missed cycle. She returns to the floor as vibraphone repeats a small figure. 3 notes placed far apart. Muted trumpet answers with shorter phrases. Road stays low behind them. The upright bass circles without hurry. The drums sit deep behind the beat. Frame 7, frame 8, frame 9 waiting. White numbers, dark arrows, polished maple, black return cover. Warm up, bright bass, soft kick, dry snare, 3 vibraphone notes. Muted trumpet after the space. At 12:54, the final player steps forward. The grid holds 1 last open frame. She chooses the same black ball. The approach is clear, foul indicator normal. The throw leaves a hand, travels under the lane lights and reaches the pins. The overhead screen changes once, then waits for the final result. No extra number, no delayed input, only the score that belongs to the throw. She looks toward the front desk. The closing checklist waits beside the register. 1 last frame, 1 last turn. The game is almost finished. The grid still still follows exactly what happens below. Score grid of the approach, small white numbers in a row. Score grid of the approach, every frame filled by a real throw. One cell closes, the last one waits. The game reaches the end of its line. Score grid of the approach, and every number still belongs. Frame by frame, throw by throw, frame by frame, the white cells close. One name, then another, the last score settles, and the game is done. The scorer holds the final totals above lane 13. The vibraphone fades into tape muted trumpet, leaves one short phrase. The drums then 3:21 on the wall clock. The cold room curtain parts at the center. Plastic strips brush her sleeves. Blue buckets continue beyond the doorway. Rows of stems stand beneath pale fixtures. Lock cards face outward from metal clips. The compressor holds a steady tone, and the aisle behind her stays open. She carries 2 buckets inside, sets them beside the first rack, then checks the cards against the clipboard. Grower code, lot number, stem count. The paper is dry in here, edges flat beneath the clips. White Lisianthus on the upper row, dark carnations below, eucalyptus farther along. Each group separated by a lot, each quantity written before storage. 1 card per lot, 1 clip above the rim, 1 row behind another. Nothing mixed, nothing missing. Stems under the cold room light, tags turned toward the aisle. Stems under the cold room light, every lot still named and counted. Read the code, check the number, leave the card where it can show. Stems under the cold room light, waiting for the next table. At 3:26, she moves down the left side, past galvanized shelving, past crates with clear sleeves folded on top. A blue bucket sits too close to the curtain. She pulls it inward by the handle, checks the lot card before moving on. The printed line matches the sheet. No damaged label, no handwritten change. Water rests near the base. She marks the floor for the next squeegee pass, then continues toward the back rack. Cold room, metal rack, blue bucket, paper card above the water line. The work stays quiet because every mark still belongs somewhere. Stems under the cold room light, tags turned toward the aisle. Stems under the cold room light, every lot still named and counted. Read the code, check the number, leave the card where it can show. At 3:31, she reaches the far shelf. 3 crates remain unopened, labels on the short ends, all facing the walkway. She reads them without lifting the boxes. 1 lot for the wrap table, 1 for a standing order, 1 held for later division. She compares the quantities and places a small check beside each line. The plastic curtain moves again as another cart passes outside. Nothing changes inside the room, except 1 bucket shifted farther from the door. 3 crates, 3 cars, 3 check lines, cold air across the concrete. No order without a code, no bucket without a clip. At 3:35, she takes 1 lock card from a bucket of white Lysianthus to compare the batch number. The card returns to the same clip. She checks the dark red carnations next, and the eucalyptus beside them. 3 separate lots, 3 separate counts, no buyer labels yet. Those come later at the wrap table. For now, the receiving information is enough. She closes the clipboard and leaves it on this stainless shelf beside a clear sleeve and a roll of tape. The cold room door remains open only through the strips. Nothing here needs to be held aside. White Lysianthus, dark red carnations, eucalyptus, blue buckets, galvanized rack, lock cars, metal clips, clear sleeves, cold concrete, 3 checked lines, 1 clipboard closed. At 3:40, she walks the center path back. .41 on the wall clock. Bay 2 is open to the loading yard. Cold air slips beneath the raised door. A truck idles beyond the concrete line. 3 crates wait on a handcart. The receiving clipboard lies flat on the table, and the front side of the market is still locked for the morning. She checks the delivery sheet, grow a code, lot number, crate count, then draws 1 short mark beside the total. A rubber wheel crosses the threshold, 1 crate at a time, cardboard darkened along the lower edge. Clear tape over the corners, no torn labels, no missing tags. She moves the first 2 toward receiving and leaves the 3rd beside Bay 2. 1 door raised, 1 truck waiting, 1 list under her hand. The building is working long before the buyers arrive. Roll up doors at 2:41, coal yard behind the loading bay. Roll up doors at 2:41, crates moving in before the day. Check the count, check the tag, move them past the concrete line. Roll up doors at 2:41, and the front remains closed. Scorer brings another stack. 2 shallow flower boxes, 1 taller crate, a printed lock card clipped to each side. She reads the numbers against the sheet, then turns the clipboard so the page stays dry. A pallet jack waits near bay 1, orange handle down, forks tucked beneath an empty pallet. No one needs it yet. The hand card is enough for this load. 4 boxes checked, then 5, every label facing outward, every mark staying with its crate. Nothing leaves the bay uncounted. Rolled up doors of 241, cold yard behind the loading bay. Roll up doors of 241, crates moving in before the day. Check the count, check the tags, move them past the concrete line. Roll up doors of 241, and the front remains closed. At 2:53, she cuts 1 strip of packing tape, opens a carton at the receiving table. White stems wrapped in paper, a blue bucket waiting beside the sink. She checks the grower label again, matches it to the lot card, then sets the stems upright. Nothing here belongs on hold. Nothing needs a second count. The empty carton folds flat and slides beneath the table, ready for the next one. Clipboard, lot card, blue bucket, wet concrete near the drain. 1 line crossed through, another left open. The receiving table keeps filling. At 3:01, the truck bed is nearly clear. Only 1 crate remains against the side wall. The driver lowers it to the hand cart. She checks the printed code, then the quantity, then the condition of the cardboard. A corner is soft from condensation, but the label is readable. She signs the delivery line, tears off the driver's copy, and leaves the market copy clipped on top. The rear yard stays dark beyond the bay. Inside, fluorescent fixtures hold steady. The cold room curtain moves once as another worker passes through. Bay 2, raised door, receiving table, black clipboard, 5 checked lines, blue buckets waiting, orange pallet jack, wet concrete, 1 truck almost empty, front entrance still locked. At 3:07, she moves the last crate across the threshold, past the yellow floor stripe, past the receiving table, toward the aisle that leads to cold storage. The driver pulls the hand cart back, checks the truck bed once, then closes the rear latch. She looks down at the delivery sheet. Every expected crate has a mark. No handwritten substitution, no missing lot card, no unmatched item, only the normal work of receiving. Last crate inside, last line checked, 1 delivery finished. The next part of the market can begin. Roll up doors at 2:41, cold yard behind the loading bay. Roll up doors at 2:41, crates came in before the day. Count complete, labels clear, everything moved past the concrete line. Roll up doors at 2:41, while the front stayed closed. Gate 2 open, front doors locked, delivery sign, crates inside, lot cards clipped, clipboard marked. have to cut the cold draft without closing the receiving side. The market copy stays under the clipboard clip. Blue buckets wait along aisle 4. The receiving table holds 2 unopened cartons. The orange pallet jack still rests near bay 1. Nothing has been left without a tag. Nothing has been set aside. She checks